Welcome back to Hot Ticket, your source for what's happening in Hampton Roads. I'm your host, Jenny Chung. For high school basketball players, families, and fans, the annual Eastern Region Tournament is here. Representing both girls and boys teams, this tournament determines who moves on to the VHSL State Tournament in March. Joining me today are members of the Eastern Region Basketball Committee, Ted Daughtry and Benny Polk. Welcome to the show. So let's talk about this great tournament. It's been in Churchland High School for the past, couple decades. That number is, it's been a long time. Now it's moved to the Scope. Talk about that. How did that transition happen?
Well, over the years, the basketball is of such high quality in the area that we have a lot of people that would like to come into the tournament to watch the games. And at Churchland, the seating capacity was only around 3,000 people.
Yeah.
So there was a need. There was always people that were disappointed that they couldn't get into the games. There was a need for a larger venue. And last year, Mayor Frame of Norfolk offered the Scope for a 2-year period to give us an opportunity to hold the tournament there, to see if it would be popular, and it certainly was.
Yeah, talk about that. Talk about kind of the reactions that you guys got from last year's tournament, which was the first year that the tournament happened at Scope. Talk about the feedback.
The feedback was very positive. In fact, we didn't have one negative comment about anything dealing with the tournament. And I attribute that to the fact that our committee did a wonderful job planning the logistics for the tournament, but also the staff at 7 venues was wonderful. They worked closely with the city of Norfolk to manage Scope. And so the partnership between the city, between 7 venues and the Eastern Region Tournament was phenomenal, and I just think that lent itself to an outstanding tournament.
No doubt. And Benny, you've, with Deep Creek High School, have always put on this tournament for as many years as it's been on for a long time. How is it in preparation and getting this together from a smaller school to something that's as big as a venue as the Scope?
Yeah, it basically went from when we had it at Churchland, Deep Creek High School was in charge of the tournament, so
right.
It was kind of like a 2-man show. We go to the Scope, we've gone from 2-man to a committee of 6. Probably the workers that we take to pull this tournament off is probably more than doubled. And it's a lot more preparation and organizational type things as opposed to using the high school gym.
No doubt. And the numbers when we were talking earlier, you have about 3,000 people that this high school gym can fit. The Scope can fit
about 10,000.
About 10,000 people, and last year it was almost to capacity, correct? Was it
right. Our final night we were almost at capacity, and we anticipate for some of our matchups for this tournament we will be at capacity.
And that's fantastic, and no doubt it's not only fantastic for the fans, the community, families that go out and watch all these teams. It's also great for the players and the coach. I can't imagine, I used to play basketball, and if you can believe that, and we actually have some teams up there playing in the tournament last year. What is that? How does that affect these athletes when they actually go out there and play?
Well, you can see when they walked in, they can drive underneath Scope, and so that was kind of a neat thing. They could be dropped off, they walk right into the venue, and you could see on their faces just when they come in and just look at the Scope. It's a big time venue. It's like playing on the college type level or even a pro level.
Oh yeah.
And the coaches and the players really enjoyed it, and we had some exciting games, and we're anticipating even bigger and better things this year.
Let's talk about the tournament a little bit, get some information out there. How many teams are involved, and when does the tournament begin? What's the cost? Let's get all that information out there.
Well, we start out with 32 teams.
Okay. Boys and girls.
16 girls, 16 boys, right. And they start on February the 21st, and they're at the high school host #1 seeds. So they'll host 2 games there, and then everything moves to the Scope on the 23rd and 24th. You'll have quarterfinal games, and then on the 26th you'll have the semifinals, guys and girls, and then on Monday the 28th you'll have the finals. So it's a lot of teams that start out, and we narrow it down, and we come to the Scope, and we find out who our representatives are going to be for the VHSL state tournament.
Fantastic. How much are tickets? What's the cost, and where can they get them?
Tickets are $8 for adults, $4 for students and children. When you buy one ticket that will give you a wristband, so that if you don't want to stay for one of the games and you want to go downtown Norfolk and eat dinner or go over to the mall and do some shopping, your wristband will give you re-entry to Scope for the remainder of the games for that day.
Okay, so $8 basically a ticket for adults, $4 for kids that day. So
Right.
whether you're watching 6 games or 2 games,
Right.
that's, you're going out there. Parking. Now, parking is a little bit of an issue downtown Norfolk. What do you guys suggest?
Well, we didn't have any problems with parking last year.
Good.
There's a number of lots around Scope. You can park underneath Scope. There's a Brambleton Avenue lot. Of course, MacArthur Mall, and there's a new parking lot on Freemason Street, which will accommodate all of our fans. The cost for parking for that event is $5 for each day.
Okay, and this is really a family-oriented event, and we're almost running out of time, but it's a place where, the location is great. If you want to take your family out there, you can watch some great basketball, and, there's food and apparel, everything ready for the fans that are out there, right?
Right.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for letting us know about this event. Support your favorite high school basketball team by going to the Eastern Region Tournament at the Norfolk Scope beginning on Wednesday, February 23rd. Those are the quarterfinals. For more information, you can go online at 7venues.com, and thanks for tuning in to Hot Ticket.